Alright guys, how are we? Merry Christmas. Do you know what I mean? It's not Halloween's been and gone. Christmas is just round the corner, so I mean the things that you have to do just just to get everything taken care of, you know what I mean? It's the things, the lengths that you have to go to, like it's they ask a lot of you, and I was like, can I meet that? Can I negotiate? Or am I going to bowl through this and leave an impression on this fella here that he's not ever going to forget? It's a funny thing, guys. I was thinking about, obviously, we've got Tyson Fury 2 coming up very shortly. Interesting one tactically. What can Fury really do? I mean, those first 7 rounds in different spots, he looked quite comfortable. He was using his height, he was using his reach, and he was connecting with the jab. His jab's no joke, and he met him with that uppercut with the counter punch that was particularly satisfying. Maybe just a wee bit too much of this looking out over the ropes and putting the hands behind the back and stuff like that. And whilst audacious stuff, and whilst you might have got away with that against somebody as maybe slow to react as like a Deontay Wilder, because Deontay Wilder is a man that is consumed with his own image and how he's known about people. I don't say that as a bad thing. Some people need to hook onto that in order to feel secure in themselves. Others can really plug into that non-attachment type thing. So their persona and how they're perceived by people and the viewing public becomes then to them a joke. So do they play this out in a ridiculous manner, i.e. WWE type of thing? What's their sense of humour like, Are they somebody that gets more of a kick out of playing it kind of stupid or playing it, very reserved or something like that? But in order to get a joke out of men like that, by the time you hear it and you just connect on it, it's like, Jesus Christ, that's smashing, But I think that, we spoke just the other day about the likes of your Mayweathers, your Roy Jones and Calzaghes and Tyson Furies. You're given somewhat of a pass for doing those bits and pieces. And it's all brilliant when you've got the victory at the end of it, But when you've lost that boxing match, in the eyes of many, all those wee bits and pieces start to look a wee bit suspect or just maybe a wee bit daft. And I think it's going to be a fight of two halves for Fury. For 4 to 6 rounds, he's going to have to employ that boxing, use the height, frustrate Usyk. You're going to pit your wits against him, so suddenly it becomes something very personal. And the way he says he's never into legacy, something that you derive from your own pride in yourself and how you value yourself. You say, I know I can outbox you. He's got the brain to do it, but is that the road he wants to go down? Then again, there are pitfalls and traps and things for us to trip upon down that road too. So it's kind of getting that balance, but like I say, I fight at 2 halves for Fury. Box, rack up the points. If you can get 4 rounds, 5 rounds out of the first half of the fight, by that time when Usyk starts to come on strong with this undeniable engine that he has, you've taken quite a bit out of him. Physically, although the shots mightn't be touching just as hard as what it might appear to some, but mentally also, when even Usyk would start to doubt himself a little if Fury's very handily tucked away 5 of those 6 rounds. And maybe that's when it's time for Fury to, when Usyk starts to come in with these irrepressible, repeated attacks, for Fury to step back at a particular angle. That's not his usual route of entry. I'm going to step back this way and pop it on the chin, you know, with a nice right hand, something that looks spectacular and simultaneously delivers great kind of promise as to your chances of getting the victory, you know. And I mean, we all love Usyk. He's certainly not a character in boxing that anybody could look at and go, oh, he's a real, you know, one way or the other, because he's quite a civil guy, and you know, for to see him get his dues at all is great, but it's nearly like Joe Lewis, Max Schmeling, you know. Suddenly, for Fury, for us guys in Britain who are heavyweight, Britain and Ireland, you know what I mean, like, the heavyweight crop that we have had, which is a great source of pride, you know. You don't want to get too wrapped up in it, but that pride is something that's very useful to draw on, you know, because you know, typically the biggest stars, and certainly in that division maybe 20 years ago, in the sort of 90s heyday, you know, it was always the US that had it, you know. And so Fury now, there's a bit of extra pressure on his shoulders there, whereas maybe just applied very particularly might draw out the kind of steely determination and nerve that he would need to go in there. And we know he performs on the big stage. We know he came in for that second fight against Wilder. And everything that he said, you know, he was, he backed it up. And no doubt there had been some impact to, you know, Wilder's sanity leading up to that second fight after this guy, he's relentless, like I say, you know. But I suppose at that time then there was the drama and the trauma of everything that had happened to Tyson Fury, and that story, which must have been a great foundation upon which to really stake out, you know, your identity, you know, as a returning fighter at that time. You know, does he have that now? I would really like to see him do it. Love Tyson Fury. Have always been a big fan of him from sort of Mick Hennessy shows and stuff. I've seen bits and pieces of him, and I always liked him as a fighter. When he fought Martin Rogan, you know, and I know he had the rematch with a guy earlier in his career and stuff like that, and maybe the other guy didn't exactly get the rub of the cream, but, you know, Tyson was a young prospect that obviously was somebody worth following, you know what I mean? I'll Fury, man, let's see if we can do it, because it's either do or die. And if he dies, we'll still all make our way to Wembley, London, to enjoy a great weekend's crack next year at some point, guys. Take good care and all that old nonsense, yeah? See you later, bye-bye.